resolutions and the assessments and the charges. I just wanted to assure you that the items that appear on here, they are not new charges. There's not a new refuse charge or stormwater special assessment. These are all charges we have now, and that these reflect the discussions and the directions we received during the budget work meetings that we had, that y'all were informed of these different charges. And specifically on item G and H, with regard to the city local sewer rate, you'll recall that that was an 8%, which included a pass-through from West Palm and the ECR plant that we had. And then there was a discussion we had very in-depth about the rates for the water utility, which was a 5%, which we projected starting almost 2 years ago. And then for the electric rates, which was actually a drop of 0.5%. So these aren't new, they're not creations that came about magically. This is something that had been discussed, and that's why they were on the consent agenda. So I just wanted to clarify that for the record.
Thank you. And the agenda, and it was, okay. The reworked agenda was approved too, Pam. I know it was talked on the end of that. I just wanted you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for clarifying.
All right, up first, our presentation provided by the City Library Board. Welcome, Sam.
Madam Mayor, Commissioners, Senator, my name is Sam Winston, and I'm here to give you an update on what is going on at our local library.
A little bit closer, yeah.
Okay. I have a short PowerPoint presentation, which is the best time. The library has remained operational and funding its budget as well as the use of the trust funds, which have been sitting around for many years. And at the end of this year, there'll be $267,000 left. And at the rate that they can use, that's about 3 more years of being able to subsidize the library. It's something that has been done with great pain by the library board, but we appreciate being involved in the budgetary process. That's been something that we've learned a lot about in these 3 years. The programming of the library has always been our priority, and I'll go to the budget. You can see that even with the library's been able to shrink its budget significantly over the past 4 years, and actually several years before that too. One of the things that we emphasize, though, that we think of, the focus, having a shrinking budget focuses us on a lot of things. And the first thing that the library is focused on is programming. I'm handing around some flyers for the several programs that the library does for you to look at, and I'll get to the specifics in a minute. The operating costs, when you look at programs that provide for the city, what we look at, and I think you guys should look at, is what you get for it. The cost per day is about $2,000, and that's with operating from Tuesday to Saturday. Some of these counts, it's very difficult to assess the usage on the library because you get a door count. Door count is people coming and going, so that's 225 unique visitors. But again, you have people coming and going in and out, so it's hard to really say, is that 225 people or is that 150 people and some of them are coming and going for lunch? One of the better ways, I think, to look at the usage is the number of programs and the kinds of programs. We have emphasized over the summer the children's programs, and we will continue to do that in the fall. Through the year, the children are served by the daily programs, or the weekly programs. There's every Tuesday and Thursday, there's the Munchkins program, which is for children from 2 to 4, and this is in the children's room. We have the unique asset in our library right now. We have Cindy Ansel, who was a library board member for 20 years and was a children's librarian in the public school system at that same time. And she is retooling the children's collection to focus on having classics and the standards that parents will see as the things that they want their children to have, the ones that you remember, that they will return for. There was a time when the collection was not that well maintained. It's easy for folks to get worn and leave the collection, and it's important to have somebody there. So I want to point out to you, if you ever visit the library, to go back in the children's room and talk to Cindy, because she really is a gem and a great asset that we're lucky to have. The Munchkin story time, Tuesday and Thursdays for children 2 to 4. Wednesday has a bookworm program for children aged 5 to 11. And once a month we have the Baby Books program, which is for 6 months and up, where moms can bring in their kids to, where they're just learning to read and getting into the library. All of this is to encourage families to use the library, because we believe that the core of getting people to use the library and maintaining the community asset is to have it as a family institution. We have great downtown for going out nights. We have nighttime programs, evening on the avenue. But if you're a family and you have kids, the place to go is the library. I'd say the pool too, but when downtown, it's the library. The library is a place that provides is a destination downtown. We also are working on adult programs. We have this fall an acupuncture and longevity series coming up, where there will be a licensed acupuncturist coming in, talking on various subjects, 1 or 2 times each month through the fall. Things like stress and anxiety, natural wellness, and this is somebody who's coming in on their own time to try and create a curriculum and make it a destination for adults. We also have the book club, and we have a craft program coming in the fall also. We're going to be having a calligraphy program, I don't understand what this is, but it's a glass etching and printing program. I don't know. It sounds fun, and it's part of trying to, in addition, create a curriculum that will bring people to the library and hopefully create additional fans. I think that's good. Computer classes also are one of the things that our librarians especially do. Vicki, can you raise your hand? Vicki is our exceptional librarian, who is, whatever I talk about, she's the one doing the work. I just come to some meetings and places like this and talk about them. Vicki's doing beginner computer classes and also a monthly Ask the Tech program, where anybody can come in and ask anything. Is that right, Vicki?
Up to a point that I can answer.
Okay. Yeah, well, they can ask anything, they might not get the answer, I guess. I think they'll probably get the answer. From the work I've seen from her, they'll get the answer. The book discussion, we have, I think I handed something out to you on that. No, it didn't. We have a book club starting in October. And the book club, the library gets a number of copies of the books and encourages, we usually get about 5 or 6 people at the book club. And we have only one author, only one meet the author this fall.
So far.
So far, but we're still wrestling and getting it good. I mentioned that the through the door is a hard method to judge by. Or at least I'm not sure that that's the right method to judge by. The use of resources, I think, is better. A lot of people are coming in to use the computer, and the Wi-Fi, I think, is, I can get the Wi-Fi in the plaza, so I think people are just unaware, or maybe people don't want to be in the plaza with their laptops. That's also a possibility. But checkouts and computer sessions, I think, are a better way to look at the use of the library to try and assess what its value is. The Friends of the Library, one of the things that in budget cutting has happened is the library needs some help with getting its old, hard assets replaced. And these are some of the things that in the past year the Friends has done. Children's furnishing includes tables, carpet, and some wall decor. This summer program supplies include craft, snack, and the puppet show. Oh yes, and the playhouse. Willy Wonka, I think that was Wonka. And of course, the main thing that the Friends started, that the trust fund started supplementing was the materials budget, and the Friends has chipped in on that too. As we look at the library, I think everybody in this room knows what a hard sell is. We've all been involved in various hard sells. And one of the things that, looking forward for the library, got my timer? Okay, well, I have my last slide.
Please.
The problem with getting people to give money to the libraries, as Ms. Simpkin did many years ago, is a problem with the city that is using the trust fund. So I wanted to let you guys know that the Friends of the Library is now set up with the Community Foundation to have a trust through them, so that when people say, I don't want to, I'm hesitant about giving money to the library because I know that the city has used it for operating expenses, things like that, they'll be able to give to the Community Foundation now. Thank you all.
Questions? Well, I want to thank Miss Cindy for inviting me. I got a chance to read to the Munchkins.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so that was really exciting. I loved it.
That's great.
I'm loving the programs. Question, where's the city manager? He just walked out? Okay. Do we have any, are there any adult programs, adult reading programs that we do? Have we ever done any adult reading programs? Vicki, I'm sorry.
We participate in the Palm Beach County Read Together program, which is held every other year, and we participated last year.
Okay. With all the expenses and the things, I'm not saying that, but something to look maybe forward to in the future. I know we have a lot of parents of children in our school systems that English isn't their first language and other situations like that. And I know that the school systems themselves are working in some parent programs. I don't know if that's more of the responsibility of that, but I didn't know if there were any other types of reading programs.
We do an outreach program with Highlands.
You do? Okay.
We have 2 outreach programs, one to, I think it's North Grade, and the other one to Highlands Bridges. For
Okay.
both of those. We do bridges at both Highlands and North Grade.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Sam. All right, up next, an update provided by